Let me ask you a question. How would you like to have a great looking lawn? Now, I mean the lawn that, a kind of a lawn that you want to walk through. You want to feel the grass between your toes on that hot summer day. A lawn that you can be proud of. A lawn that really instantly makes your home and your property look rich looking, look luxurious. Well, the answer is right here today on the program. We have with us right now the owner of Bullitt Turf Service 2, and his name is Larry Lee. We're going to meet him right now. Larry, come on in. How are you, my friend?
Hey, Bob. I'm doing good. How are you?
I am fine. Good to have you here. You know, I think we all want to have a great-looking lawn, but it's not that simple unless you know how to do it, and this man has been doing it for years and years and years, so he certainly has the answer. But what goes into creating a great-looking lawn?
I believe proper lawn care requires a marriage between someone who's taking care of the lawn, whether it be yourself or you hire someone like us to do it, and them. It's a marriage that helps the lawn stay green by everyone doing what it takes, by making the ground growth healthy,
right,
and applying the proper fertilizers when it's needed.
Okay.
So it's basically just paying attention to it.
Right. And you mentioned a second ago when to do all of this. Isn't that the key, to know when to apply certain things?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a method to the madness, Bob.
And that's what I love about your company, because you've set up a schedule, so to speak. And as a matter of fact, we have it right here on this card, on this schedule. And if you could just take everybody through this, you have it broken down into different parts of the year, different times of the year. Take us through this, if you would, Larry.
Well, I developed a plan that would keep my workers working all year long, that would provide the customers with the proper care they needed to keep this lawn you're talking about. In the early time, the first application, we do pre-emergent crabgrass control. It's an outstanding product that you can put on the ground when the ground is frozen, and it will sit there until the ground thaws out, and then it will start taking care of things like in the spring in the Ohio Valley.
Right.
And it will start working. Whenever the weed seeds start coming out, it'll take care of them.
Aha.
We apply that in January and February when the winter months are frozen, because we know we can do it and the product works great when we need it. That way, in the second application, when we start doing weed control and the weeds are coming out, weeds are different than grass. Pre-emergent crabgrass takes care of grass. Weed control is different, so we start applying weeds. As a side note, I'd like everyone in this area to understand that it is my demand that we get everyone a weed control prior to the Kentucky Derby, so that their lawns are looking good for all the Kentucky Derby parties.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the second application.
Okay.
Third application is the second and we're only allowed in accordance with the Kentucky Department of Ag laws, EPA rules, to broadcast spray 2 times in any given piece of property a year.
Oh.
That's our second.
Okay.
Weeds come out in the spring, weeds come out in the summer. Our second weed control uses the same products that we'll talk about in a moment as the second application. It's just that the second application has some soluble urea, a fertilizer, to help the yards get green for the summer.
Okay.
Now we take a little break around 4th of July, let everybody take a break with their families, and then we get back to work and we put down what is the best natural fertilizer and weed control known to man that helps the pH balance of the dirt be growth healthy. That's called lime. You see, the clay makeup of the soils in the Ohio Valley needs something to help it.
Right. Like a little boost.
Yes.
Yeah.
And to make it good, solid, growth healthy soil, we apply lime. And I've had a farmer tell me once that he could take 2 different fields and he could apply lime to one, nothing to the other, and one will be full of weeds and the other will not.
Is that right?
That's how effective lime is to that clay dirt there in the Ohio Valley.
Wow. Not all soils are alike, right?
Not by a long shot. I mean,
that's why this knowledge is so key and so important.
Well, I gained this experience while being in Vegas 32 years ago, when I have to give the credit to my next door neighbor who told me that he could grow grass on cement.
Aha.
And one of the things I learned through that whole thing was that the concrete-like soil in Vegas needs gypsum to change its pH balance. Well, that's different than the Ohio Valley. That's different than the Southeast that has good fertile black soil. Everything is different. You have to be smart enough to know that. And we have learned and apply it by applying the lime. Our next application is a We spot treat the weeds that made it through the other two, and we put down a natural 10-10-10 growth healthy fertilizer to get ready for the winter. And our last application is urea, which is a high nitrogen 4600 fertilizer that keeps their lawns, the fescue grass that is grown there, green throughout the winter.
Wow. So it's because of that schedule, it's because of that plan. It's not just throwing anything out there, it's doing the right thing at the right time. And that's why Larry, with his company, can make a difference in your lawn. To get more information, we have a phone number over here, as a matter of fact, that you can call and get more information. You can go to the website, but by all means, I want you to take advantage of that. There's the number right there, local number in Louisville, Kentucky. There we are. Free estimate, by the way, so you'll come out and take a look at everything and evaluate everything and let us know what we need, right?
Actually, we have something that is a little bit better. My manager is a 25-year master surveyor, and we investigated and found on the internet where we could apply an address to this website, and it will call up the land, and he can sit there and use his background and plot out the plots of land that we will do around the house. That way we don't include pools, we don't include flower beds, we just charge them for the property that we're actually treating and give them right then and there an estimate.
Wow.
Customers are extremely happy with that.
Oh yeah, I mean that is much better.
And Bob, it helps me save money, it helps me keep the cost down to the customer.
Right.
It's good for everybody around.
And it results in a great looking lawn. We're looking at some of the extra services there, the weed control, the grub application. I mean, the list goes on and on. Years and years of experience to get the kind of lawn that you want to get. Now, Larry also brought a copy of an invoice, okay? Now, the reason I want to share this with you is because it's very important to know exactly what is being put on your lawn. And by EPA standards, you're required to do this, right?
Correct.
Okay. So, and we're seeing right here in this box, take us through this very quickly here, Larry. What are we seeing here?
Well, I talked in the very beginning of the first application, I talked about pre-em grub control. You'll see crabgrass here. You should get a checkbox there, and it tells you the rate at which the EPA allows, which is the same thing that you'll read off the label. Something that we're required and we're trained to read labels to EPA standards to make sure we're doing things right, to protect wildlife, protect the lawns, and do the job it's supposed to do. The second two are two different types of weed control. They're made up of the same thing, they're just sold to two different people.
Right.
And that's the second two applications. Each one of these are figured in, including the urea, the 4600, and these rates that apply in accordance with the labels on the bags or the drums.
But what I like is the fact that as a customer, you're letting me know exactly what's on there.
Right.
So I know how my lawn is being treated. Obviously, I can see how it's being treated, but I want to know that it's being treated the right way according to the schedule that Larry has set up. Any final thoughts?
Well, I want everyone to know that I pride myself in giving them a service that they pay for at a cost that everybody benefits from. My workers, me, them. It's just, and I love providing customers. I have again, referring back to my manager, he's a very people-oriented guy. When you call in with a problem in my company, you talk to him. You don't get into a corporate telephone
very important
thing.
Yeah.
And if he has a problem, he goes out that day or the next day, and he will talk to them personally about handling their problem. We guarantee weed control. We can tell when a weed dies. We can't guarantee other things because it's difficult to determine the effects. We can just have expectations, and the expectations are high. We want everyone to have a beautiful lawn.
Right. And the satisfaction is guaranteed, right?
Absolutely.
Right. And I loved what you said a few moments ago, that you have found out a way to actually grow on concrete. And when you go to the website, you're going to find out more about that, right?
That's
so
right.
we invite you to go to the website and find out. I know it's a pretty heavy statement, but it's true. And Larry has come up with a way to do it, and he'll share that with you. But by all means, call or click whatever is convenient for you so you can have that great looking lawn. Larry Lee, thanks so much.
Thank you, Bob.
Pleasure to have you here. Our pleasure. Take advantage of it now.